Today I want to talk to you about writing a screenplay, but not a typical, I just have a beginning, middle, and end, which is hard enough to write, I know, but also how to incorporate a topic that matters to you into your story. Now, I don't write screenplays the way most people are taught to write screenplays, right? We're all taught to write an outline and then you work out every little scene in that outline. I don't do that because I think that it stalls your imagination. I think when you lock yourself down to something before you actually go to sit down and write, it hinders you. Now, everybody may not feel this way. Some people live by outlines. It's perfect for them. It's great when you're starting out and learning how to structure something, but it also locks you into that structure. So I just want to tell you that I don't worry about, do I have an instigating event? I don't worry about when something's going to happen on what page. I just sit down and write the first draft from beginning to end. It's not a great draft, but it's just to get it going. Before I begin these tips, I'd just like to ask one little favor, and that's if you could click the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to know you're watching. Thanks. Okay, so the first tip is sit with yourself and just think about what your story is, right? You must have an idea, that's why you want to write it, right? About something. So let's do something simple. A girl wants to win a dance competition. Great. Now, sit and think about a topic that matters to you. So maybe socioeconomic disparity in this country. Now think about how would that affect someone trying to win a big dance competition. You could just easily break it down. This is a simple one, right? She doesn't have the money for the top studio training or private training. She doesn't have maybe a parent at home because maybe both parents are working 3 jobs. This happens all the time in this country. So maybe she has a parent working 3 jobs, and so she has to figure out how to get herself to any training, how to train herself. Maybe she's using online videos that are free to learn. Who knows? That's what you need to break down. You're not going to talk about the issue. You're going to show the issue. You're going to show the notes from the parents leaving her, what she needs to do and how much they love her and sorry they're not home. You're going to show her trying to figure out how she's going to travel there. These are all the things. Maybe a neighbor helps out. Maybe there's a teacher like in Billy Elliot who helps out, right? There's all these different ways that you can show how a community can help someone, but also show how unfair and uneven the world is. Because there's a huge economic disparity in this country. Okay, so maybe that's your topic. So you're thinking about it. You have all these ideas of how it would affect her, her family, when she gets the competition. What will that be like? Is her costume as good as everybody else's? Probably not. All these little things of her getting to that point. And then you have to decide, do you let her win, which isn't really realistic, or do you have the real story? And that's your choice. You may want a fantasy ending, and that's okay, or you may want a realistic one. What really happens?